Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob, and welcome to the first episode of the Justified Powerviolence Podcast. This is probably going to be super fucking awkward, and like I said, this is the first one that I'm recording. So if it is really awkward, I apologize. If the sound sucks or anything like that, fuck you, I'm not fixing it up. I've got a shitty microphone that I got for like $50, and that's what we're rocking with. So we will go forth with that. Basically, what I want to do with this is just have a casual chat session about different sort of releases that I really like coming out and different bands that I think you should be checking out, as well as just a general discussion on different things that I think are important to highlight within the scene. But today, it's the first one. We're just going to get into the swing of things. It's going to be pretty calm, pretty casual. Come through, grab a drink, grab some popcorn, grab a vegan burger or something, and sit down and let's just vibe out, bro. Okay, we're going to talk about a couple of bands. I got 2 bands that I want to highlight today, and at the end we'll have a discussion about how shows are starting to come back and how cool that's going to be as well. So before we start any of that, I do want to acknowledge the fact that this podcast is recorded on Ngunnawal land. And I just want to pay respects to the Ngunnawal people before we start doing this properly. Just want to say this is being recorded on Ngunnawal land, always was, always will be. But yeah, let's get into the episode proper. So the first band that I want to highlight for you guys today is a little known ditty from my hometown, Facecutter. If you don't know who Facecutter is, you and I will not be friends. But Facecutter is a 5-piece vegan grind band from Canberra, where I'm from. And full transparency, my brother is in this band as well. I've known a couple of the members from it since I was like 15. And their vocalist, I do sell him cat food at my job. So just want to lay all of that out there. But I promise you, I am a journalist. I'm not. I am a journalist, and that means that I'm not a journalist. I don't know why I keep saying I'm a journalist. I promise you that just because I know these guys doesn't mean that they're getting favorable attention from me. I just want to shout out someone from my scene. And everybody in that band knows that just because my brother is involved in a musical project doesn't mean that I'm going to give them favorable reviews. So just know that going forward, that this isn't biased in any way. Well, it is. I'm not going to lie to you. I do fucking love these guys. But I just want to shout them out, okay? So fuck you. So Facecutter, like I said, they're a vegan grind band from Canberra. They have a really intense fucking sound. If you're the type of person who, like me, you love just hearing the most sort of extreme, crazy shit that you can, definitely check out Facecutter. They have some of the most intense sounds that you will hear from the scene, period, but especially coming out of Canberra. Basically, they are somewhere sort of in between a regular sort of straight up power violence and grind band, like, you know, something like Weekend Nachos or something like that, with the sort of, I don't know, extreme aspect to the songwriting that comes from bands like Full of Hell and Grave Lilies and that sort of stuff. So if you like that sort of thing, definitely check out Facecutter. They're fucking insane. I would really recommend their debut EP, Dehumanize. It's one of the hardest releases that I heard from last year. I remember I was in Sydney when they released it, and I was just going nuts. I subjected my friends who I was with at the time to every single one of those songs. And, you know, they probably fucking hated it, but that's cool. I had a good time. So yeah, basically, if you like that sort of shit where it's just like as extreme as it can get with blast beats and tremolo picks and just the dirtiest fucking breakdowns that you will ever hear, definitely check out Dehumanize. I'm trying to think of what my favorite track from it is. It's probably Parasite, which is the most basic bitch answer I think I can give. But it really is just a fucking great song. That song is fucking insane. And I think my favorite part about Facecutter is honestly the vocals. Ryan, like I said, shout out to his cats. He can come through with some of the most extreme fucking vocals that you will hear. and they all sound really, really good. Like, I always just get really surprised at how fucking good they are. Not because Ryan's a bad vocalist or anything like that. It's literally the opposite of that. But it's just that I did not expect sounds like that to come out of a human, let alone a human who lives in the same town as me. So I really like that. I really like the fucking vocals on this thing. But other than that, literally every single member of this band brings something cool and unique to it. Whether it's fucking Andrew's insane drumming or Kieran's bloody sick bass work, which I'm not going to say too much about because he's my brother. But, Sean and Rowan, they just tag team the fuck out of those guitars and just make some incredible fucking sounds. And Sean's one of the nicest dudes that I've ever met. So I just want to shout out them as well. Like I said, Dehumanize is really just a fantastic fucking display of what can come from the Canberra scene. And I think it's fucking amazing. The only other band that really does anything close to what they do is Bloodmouth, and I promise you they're gonna get a segment on this as well, because I fucking love Bloodmouth. Facecutter has just such an incredible and intense sound that if you aren't listening to them, you really should be. They're just amazing. Like, I don't know how else to fucking put it. And like I said, I promise this isn't just because I know the people in this band. Because since doing this, I know a lot of the people in most of the bands I'll probably talk about. But I do just want it said that Facecutter still is, and probably always will be, one of my favorite fucking bands. Leave that in. They're so incredible. And like I said, their sound is just so eclectic and so intense. If you really like your music just as heavy as fuck, and just heavy and fast as it can possibly get, then you will really like Facecutter. I promise you that, and definitely check them out. Like I said, they're fucking cool. They're fucking sick. The type of influences that they bring into their music is kind of a broad spectrum of things. There's parts on it where it'll sound straight up grindy. There's parts where it's like almost straight up hardcore as well, and then there's even like some doomy parts in between, and there's also a lot of fucking noise thrown onto that as well, and it's really cool. It all comes together in just a very interesting way. So if you aren't fucking with them, you're making a mistake. Ugh. Also, they put on a really fucking good live show. I've seen them a couple of times, and hopefully I'm seeing them again soon, but we'll talk about that later. They're really good. Like, the amount of energy that you can just feel coming off of their releases is really kind of fucking incredible. And I just hope that they keep going and that they keep releasing new music, because it's been a hot minute since they've released anything. But as they keep going, every release that they make just keeps getting better and better. So I am really looking forward to the next thing. I have heard a little snippets here and there of what's going to be on the new release, and it's fucking incredible. Like, it's just the best shit I've ever heard. So definitely check it out. Honestly, I could make a whole podcast just about Facecutter and how much I fucking love them, but I don't think anyone really wants to listen to that as much as I'd like to make it. I might leave it there, but like I said, Facecutter is an incredible fucking band. Please release new music, boys. I need new merch as well. I've got a hoodie, but that shit, it's been loved. You know what I mean? It's been loved. So I need some more shit from you guys. Alrighty. So the next band that I want to talk about, this one again, it was one of the very first bands that I think I reviewed. But I just want to give, like I said, just a general sort of overview of this band and how fucking incredible I think they are. So today we're talking about Hong Kong Fuck You. So Hong Kong Fuck You is I don't even know what you'd call them. They're definitely the power violence or grind. I think that you'd definitely put them somewhere in there. But with so much different, just weird shit sort of thrown at it that it makes it really sort of hard to describe. They have such a unique fucking sound, and I think that what's really interesting is that with every new release that they make, and they release like fucking 5 EPs a year, I swear to God, they're always trying something different on every new release. So when I first reviewed them, I reviewed, what was it? Happy Shitting Rainbows, I think, was the first one that I reviewed. And at that time, it was literally just a drummer and 2 bassists. And then the next release that they had after that was a split with Guilt Dispenser. And if you aren't listening to Guilt Dispenser, you're stupid. Guilt Dispenser is also fucking amazing. But on the split with Hong Kong Fuck You, they added another bass. I sort of have this hope that every single new release is just adding on a different bass. just a new bass every single time. It's just gonna keep getting more and more bassy just as it keeps going. And they're living up to that. That's something that I can't wait for. So yeah, I do want to, I will talk about the split a little bit more, but I do want to go back and sort of acknowledge how much I fucking love Happy Shitting Rainbows still. It's just such an incredible release. It's only 3 tracks. It's just some of the most brutal fucking power violence that you'll hear. When it's just the bass and the drums, it creates a really sort of unique and just like deep sound. I don't know how else to describe it other than deep. It's really fucking brutal. I think my favorite track on that is probably the title track, Happy Shitting Rainbows. It's got such a unique, it's so fucking heavy. It just goes from this super like this super sort of fast, almost like D-beat type of riff just straight into violence, and it's just brutal. And the whole thing is like 2 minutes long. Like, it's 3 tracks and it's 2 minutes long. It's fucking insane. But I just love it. The only word that comes to mind when I'm talking about Hong Kong Fuck You is just relentless. They're just insane. They're just always coming at you, always just fucking throwing punches at your knees. And every single time that you think like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, I get it. I get what they're doing. There's just something else that comes out of nowhere and just hits you right in the neck. It's just brutal. And like I said, every single time they release a new song or a new track, or I see them doing anything, then it's fucking amazing. I do want to acknowledge Christian here. I'm pretty sure, I probably could have sent Christian a message, but I'm pretty sure that Hong Kong Fuck You is like his brainchild, like he does everything. Well, you know, there's other people who play, but I'm pretty sure he's the one who sort of like makes it, you know what I mean? And he is, without a doubt, I know it's a bit of a meme to talk about the hard working people of hardcore, but he's without a doubt one of the hardest working people in hardcore. He just is, he's relentless. He's always doing something. He's always practicing. He's without a doubt, I think, one of the best drummers in power violence, as well as one of the best vocalists as well. And you know, I'm a little bit of a drummer myself, nothing crazy. I'm pretty bad, but just the idea of playing the type of shit that he plays on drums while also doing vocals as well is just insane. I can't imagine doing it. But he makes it sound fucking effortless. And then even when I'm watching, like, you know, they'll post like live streams and stuff where they'll just play through a couple of songs and just, you know, just jam out basically. It just looks fucking exhausting. And he always just, like, he's always just going. He's always happy. He's also one of the funniest dudes on Instagram. Like, even if you don't fuck with his music, you should definitely follow his Instagram just for the shit posts as well. Just a funny motherfucker. So like I said, the Guilt Dispenser split is really interesting when you compare it to Happy Shitting Rainbows, just because of how much more intense it is, and I didn't know that was possible coming off of Happy Shitting Rainbows. The first thing is, like I said, they added another bass, which is fucking insane, but it's just so deep and heavy. One of the most interesting things to me is that the vocals come down in the mix. They're not like quite as upfront as they were on previous releases, and that sort of creates this really intense fucking wall of sound that just smacks straight into you and just knocks you on your ass. The other thing is, and Christian actually told me this, was that they are all playing at a deeper tuning as well. At a lower tuning as well, which is fucking incredible. Like I said, it's one of those things where I'm not a big gear guy. I don't know much about the technicalities of writing music and stuff like that, because like I said, I'm not even really a musician. I will play drums every now and then, and I know like 2 songs on bass, but that's it. Just sort of like finding out all of these little fun things in there is incredible. The other thing that's really cool about it, if you like noise, basically every track on this thing has a little sort of intro or outro that is just from a different noise producer. And all of them are really cool and really sort of interesting. I'm not much of a noise guy myself, and that's not because I don't like it, it's just because I've never taken the time to get into it. But it makes me want to. It makes me want to get into it, because it's fucking incredible. Like I said, it's just insane how brutal all of these sounds work together, and it creates a really oppressive atmosphere just on the whole release. It's fucking great. The guilt dispenser half is really incredible too, but I want to save that for when I'm talking about guilt dispenser, because I will, like I said, I promise you I will do an episode about guilt dispenser as well. But yeah, like I said, Hong Kong Fuck You is just fucking insane. They put out some of the coolest merch as well. I just love, I love all of their merch. It's super cool. I've never been able to get any myself, but that's just because I'm a poor bitch. I'm trying to even think of like who I can compare Hong Kong Fuck You to, and it's sort of hard. There's not really anyone else that sounds like them. I think the easiest way that I could really sort of tell you to, the easiest recommendation that I could make is that just in general, if you like power violence or grind or anything like that, and you want to just be like, hey, this is cool, but it's not fucking stupid enough for me. I need something more insane. Then check out Hong Kong Fuck You. It's the next logical step. It's just, they're just fucking insane. Like, they're just always going, and it's super cool to listen to. I can't wait for what they release next. Honestly, I'm trying to even think. It's been 2 months, I think, since their last release. As of the recording of this, I have no idea when this is going to go up. And it's been a hot minute since they've released anything. So I'm slowly interested. I'm definitely interested in what they're gonna do next. Hopefully they release more stuff soon, because, like I said, they're just one of the best bands out at the moment. They're just always doing something unique and interesting and cool. So yeah, like I said, definitely check them out if you like power violence or grind, but you just want to sort of push it to the next level, see what else is out there. Then Hong Kong Fuck You is definitely a good way to fucking go. Man, I fucking suck at this. I'll have links to all of their Instagram accounts and Bandcamps and things like that in the description of the podcast. So if you wanted to check them out, and I demand that you do, definitely do that. So yeah, like I said, definitely check out Hong Kong Fuck You as well. They're fucking insane, but also check out Facecutter too, because they're just brutal. They're just one of the most insane bands out as well. Honestly, these two guys, I don't know why, but they're sort of like a pair in my head. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's probably just because I reviewed them back to back to start off with. But they both just have such an incredibly intense sound that they just work very well together in my head. I don't know what that is. But yeah, so definitely check out those guys. Like I said, all the links to all of their stuff will be in the description. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about today as well is that as of recording this, it is April? What the fuck month is it? Pretty sure it's April. Yeah, it's April, we good. No, it's May, fuck! What the fuck? Okay, so it's May. And we're finally starting to see some shows coming back, which is fucking incredible. It's been ages since I've been to a live show. The last one I went to was one of my friends had a little acoustic set at one of our local bars down here, and I went to see that. But, that was sitting, and we were all just sort of vibing out. But yeah, so I'm really excited to see, proper, actual shows come back, and I've been seeing a lot of stuff online that, they're starting up again in America and things like that as well. In America, I think they're going to take a little bit longer because the plague is still around there, and they have had a whole lot of a worse time dealing with it than we did here in Australia. So first of all, sorry about that. I hope you're all doing okay. Just take care of yourselves. Make sure you're all wearing your masks and following guidelines and things like that. so that we can all get back to doing the cool shit that we love to do, and hopefully the plague does not mean the end times for us, although there are some times where I wish that was the case. Like I said, there's been a couple of shows coming up soon that I'm really interested in going to. There's one actually this Friday coming up that is a Diamond Construct show, and I don't know heaps about Diamond Construct. I know a couple of their songs, and they're cool. I'm just so keen to go to another fucking show that I'm just keen as fuck to go to anything. But other than that, there's gonna be a Facecutter show coming up pretty soon as well. I think that one's in June, which I'm super stoked for. That shit's gonna be great. Other shit too, Justice for the Damned is coming up. There's a whole bunch of shit that's going around, and right now I think in June as well, there's also in Melbourne, there's going to be a whole bunch of cool shows from bands like No Peace and Gravitate and all of those sorts of really cool, like straight up hardcore stuff as well. So if you're in Melbourne, definitely get out there and check it out. I'm looking into whether or not I can get the fuck out there for that, but I don't drive because I'm a child, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens there. Maybe I can get my friends to take me down or something, but who fucking knows? I don't know. I'm not making any promises. So yeah, so like I said, I'm just keen for shows to come back. And I just want to make it clear to everybody that, like, make sure we're all following guidelines and regulations and rules and stuff like that for when it comes to shows. Because if they open shows back up and everyone starts acting like a fucking idiot and either doesn't wear masks or doesn't pay attention to, seating arrangements, shit like that, you know what I mean? Then it's all gonna get shut back down again. And even more worse than that, though, is you could probably fucking give someone COVID, and I don't think that you want to do that. I mean, I don't want to get it, and I don't want to give anyone it. So maybe just be like, not a piece of shit, and just follow the fucking rules that people way more qualified than any of us are talking about. And then we can finally fucking go out and see shows, and hopefully motherfuckers will stop dying from this fucking disease. Definitely have a look and see what's going on in your area. Just make sure that you're being safe if you go into these sorts of things. But at the same time, definitely try and get out to this sort of thing if you can. Bands have been basically without any form of income for the last, from music at least, for the last year almost now. So if we can sort of help them out, I think that that's a good thing to do, just because they haven't, like I said, they haven't had that income for the last year, basically. It'd be good to go out and sort of support the scene in that real sort of physical way as well. But like I said, just make sure you're staying safe. Definitely make sure you're buying merch and stuff like that if you can't go out. The other thing, too, is don't be like, if you are immunocompromised, don't feel like you have to go. Definitely don't worry about that. The main sort of thing is that everybody's just being safe and having fun, and that everyone's just having a good time. So definitely check out and see what's going on in your local area. And let's get back out there, boys. Let's get it. Okay? Alright, well, I think I'm about done here. I don't know how long these are going to run normally, but I figure I'll start off the first one being a little bit shorter than what the rest of them are probably going to be. Like I said, definitely check out my blog, which is justifiedpowerviolence.blogspot.com, and also don't be afraid, what the fuck am I talking about? Also check out my Instagram, which is @justifiedpowerviolence. I normally just post my sort of regular things there, and every now and then I'll post hot takes about different things, different subjects that I want to talk about. Chuck us a follow over there. I do have a personal account and stuff like that as well, but don't worry about that. That shit's cringe, so don't worry. Like I said, check out Facecutter, check out Hong Kong Fuck You, and check out what shows are going on in your local area. Make sure everyone's staying safe. But yeah, we'll talk again soon. I love you guys, and stay safe out there. Bye. Love you. Bye. Bye. Hang up now. Bye.